All right, we are live. It is Thursday night football. I am taking your questions live as quickly as humanly possible. As always, as a reminder, if I cannot get to your question, always feel free to use my playbook, use the FantasyPros Start Sit app as well. If you need any help and there are any questions that I can't get to. All right, let's go ahead and dive in here. And by the way, I'm Tera Roberts. So, all right, there we go here. PPR, RB there. Okay, so for your running backs here, if everyone were healthy, it would be, so if everyone here were the starter, right? Emmanuel Wilson and Gerard Jordan. I don't think that's going to be the case, but if the case were that everybody in here was a starter, it would be Emmanuel Wilson and Gerard Jordan due to matchup, but I don't know that they're both going to be the starters there. So more than likely, you're probably going with Warren and Carter there. For wide receiver, Waddle or Coker, and then any waiver suggestions, you already have Watson and Reed. I assume that either Watson or Reed will be in your lineup. Now, of course, if you have Watson end up playing there, Watson and Reed would both be very advisable to go ahead and play over Waddle and Coker, unfortunately, due to the quarterback situation. But I would probably still lean towards going with Waddle on that one. Coker's volume has come up, but it's still a little bit volatile there. And then the tight ends, Pitts and Parkinson there. Depends on how risky you want to get there. Drake London could be playing, so that would potentially downgrade the volume there. So if you want to take your chances that we're not going to get him playing, go ahead and go with Kyle Pitts. Otherwise, if you're a little worried about that, go with Parkinson. I still have Pitts ranked higher, though, as of right now. Mayor Hurts, I would go with Hurts on that one. Let's see here. Kyron or Bucky. I have Bucky for the bounce back there. Good matchup. Roll with Debo or pick up Reed, DJ Moore, Estime, DK, Coker, Mitchell, or Pierce, wide receiver 2, since Adams is out. Oh, yeah. I would go with DJ Moore there. He is the only healthy wide receiver. Bad matchup last time, bad performance, but pure volume should go to him. If you're a little bit worried about that, and we do have Christian Watson out, you could go with Jaden Reed. Tight end, Parkinson, Waller, Schultz, Fannin, Henry, Strange, Loveland. It is Parkinson that I have ranked the highest there. In the defense there between the Seahawks, Chiefs, I would go with the Chiefs defense right there. Still feel good about them. Walker or Marks, you might want to go ahead and go with Walker on that one, unfortunately. If Marks were healthy, yeah, but unfortunately, you need Walker right now, so go ahead and play Walker in this matchup. Baker, Shock, or Darnold. Don't love Darnold in this matchup, unfortunately, due to the weather there. Go ahead and go with Baker on that one. Loveland or Gadsden. I have Loveland higher. Both wide receivers out there, both the Dunze and Luther Burden there, can be a Colson Loveland game. Lamar Jackson. Yeah, Lamar Jackson dealing with flu symptoms, as John Harbaugh said there. I've moved him like slightly back in the rankings still. He's a low-end QB1. I have him as like my QB 11 there. I'm a little bit lower on than consensus on him. Pretty much still a QB1 there. But I've moved him back. I would trust the Jacoby Brissett over him for sure. But I would play Lamar over Matt Stafford, FYI, on that one. I don't think too many people have that combination, though. Debo or Mitchell, or Debo, Reed, or Mitchell, I would go with Reed. Juwan, Jennings or Justin Jefferson. I have Juwan Jennings is my preference there for sure. And then, you already have Evans, Jason, and Pickens in already. Yeah, Juwan. Juwan is just the safer option. No Ricky Pearsall, unfortunately. Re-injured himself yet again. Ugh, Ricky, come on. Fannin or Parkinson in Standard. In Standard League, I would definitely go with Parkinson. Obviously, we could have Shedeur Sanders maybe come through for us, but it is a little bit riskier there and not the most friendly matchup from a pass perspective either there to make you a little bit nervous. So I prefer Parkinson. Go ahead and play him. Trust Myers tonight or pick up Fairbairn. The wind there keeps changing. I might go ahead and pick up Fairbairn on that one. It is expected to be a lower scoring game. So perhaps they do struggle to get it into the end zone and there's more opportunities for field goals, but with the potential for wins there, I am getting a little bit nervous. So yeah, we might want to go ahead and move with Fairbairn. It looked like it wasn't going to be bad, but now it's looking, it's like a little bit questionable there. A little bit questionable. Need one wide receiver. Oh yeah, super questionable here. I just got the update. It's up to 18 miles per hour. Yikes. Yeah, go ahead and bypass Myers on that one. Need one wide receiver, one full flex PPR, Scary Terry, Jaden Reed, Jalen Coker, Worthy, RJ Harvey, Estime, and Michael Carter. Okay, so for the wide receiver, we are still going to go. So if Christian Watson is out, I would go with Jaden Reed. If not, go ahead and go with Scary Terry on that one. Not a good matchup, but at the very least, he's clearly the wide receiver one there. Good rapport there with Marcus Mariota. And for your flex option, I would lean towards RJ Harvey on that one. I don't know how much I trust Estime, and then Michael Carter. I want Arizona to straight up tell us that I'm worried that Amari DiMercado's lack of usage last week was just that he was playing through the injury. Lamar Jackson or am I showing it? Yeah, Lamar Jackson or Dart or Purdy. Yeah, go ahead and go with Purdy on that one. Colby Parkinson or Jake Ferguson. I have Parkinson higher. Gadsden, Parkinson, Strange. Are we worried about the weather tonight? Yes, we are terrified about the weather tonight, but the Rams moved the ball well. So I'm worried about Seattle being able to move the ball well on the Rams run defense there. But again, they do have a good run game. It's just not good from a fantasy perspective for us. But I think that Kyron Williams and Blake Corum will be able to move the ball well. Kyron did excellent in the first matchup with Seattle there. So if they lean on the ground game, they can get it towards the red zone. If they get there close enough, wind won't be a massive issue if they're, on the 5 trying to throw the ball into, Colby Parkinson for a touchdown. So I'm still okay with Parkinson. Wide receivers, I am a little bit worried about, but obviously there's nothing we can do about that because there's no scenario in which we're sitting JSN or Puka Nacua. So it's the weather is kind of a wash for us, unfortunately. It just pushes the quarterbacks back. In case you guys were wondering, rankings have pushed back the quarterbacks significantly, unfortunately. Myers or Pinheiro, I would go with Pinheiro on that one. Flex, Wilson or DK. If no Marvin Harrison Jr., Wilson for sure. Marvin Harrison Jr., DK for sure on that one. So we got to wait for Marvin Harrison Jr. Jennings or Devontae. I like Jennings a lot this week. I do think it could be a bounce back for Devontae, but prefer Jennings this week. Good matchup. No Ricky Pearsall. Last minute save my season. Stafford tonight. I might have to risk it and go with JJ. I might have to risk it and go with JJ McCarthy. And it's not just the weather on that one. It is the issue also of the fact that in the last matchup, Matt Stafford was like QB 15, QB 16. He only had 130 passing yards. So they did a really good job on him last time. So we weren't expecting super high volume anyway, just very, dependent on the touchdowns there for him, which I think will still come. Not a complete fade, but you do have the option of going with McCarthy, and I can get on board with that. It's risky though. It's risky, but yeah, not a good situation. Gadsden part. Yeah, we did that one. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Someone says weather looks better than earlier. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Weather looks better than earlier. Flex, full PPR, Jennings or Ladd. I lean towards Jennings on that one. I do like Ladd for a bounce back on this in this matchup here. I think that Justin Herbert might be able to actually stay upright. Quentin Williams dealing with a concussion, still in concussion protocol there. So in case he can't go, the defense will be even worse there. So perhaps Justin Herbert can stay upright in this matchup. It is very good. So I'm not fade Ladd, but I do like Jennings better due to matchup and opportunity there. Parkinson or Loveland, even with the wide receivers out there, I still favor Parkinson. Stafford or Stroud? I can get on board with CJ Stroud and going with that. It's a good matchup there. Jennings or Devontae? Yeah, we did that one. That one was Jennings. Full PPR. Stafford or CJ Stroud. Yeah, on that one, I'm okay with going with CJ Stroud. Thoughts on Keenan Allen? I like him as a flex option this week. Obviously, we still have to, figure out 100% on. I've not looked at the practice reports over the last couple of hours there, so we still have to figure out if we are getting Quentin Johnston back or not. But again, a good matchup here. I expect a bounce back for Justin Herbert here to be able to take advantage of this. So I'm okay with Keenan Allen as a low-end flex option given the matchup there. Start Seattle defense or Saints defense. I would start Seattle's defense. I do have Seattle's defense higher. Like Saints defense, but Seattle's defense is my preference. Thank you, JT. I appreciate that. This one here, London, Judkins, McMillan, Evans, Estime, start 2. Obviously, if we get Drake London, we're, it's tough to sit Drake London. We would need to know, are there going to be any limitations on him? But in an ideal world, if Drake London is fully healthy and ready to go, then we would 100% go with Drake London. And then I would lean towards Mike Evans on that one. But regarding the health situation there, if we put that one aside, then I would go with Mike Evans and Judkins. So again, it's 100% dependent on London's health situation there. So didn't get a clear answer on the RB. Do you mind reviewing that one again? I can't. Okay, that was the one that you sent from the get-go. On that one, it was so with those running backs, it all depends on health. If every one of those guys is the starter between those 4 running backs, Warren, Carter, Emmanuel Wilson, and Jamar Jordan, I would go with Wilson and Jordan, right? But I do think Nick Chubb is going to be back, and I think that Josh Jacobs, again, is just questionable, going to end up playing through the injury. So more than likely, you're going to go with Carter and Warren on that one. So yeah, I just, in an ideal world, matchups are really good for Gerard Jordan there. So I would like to go that direction, but it seems like Nick Chubb is on track to play there. So watch out for Nick Chubb. No Nick Chubb, and obviously no Woody Marks, Gerard Jordan for sure. CJ Stroud or JJ McCarthy need ceiling more than floor. Yeah, the safer floor play there is CJ Stroud. JJ McCarthy in this matchup, I do like him a lot. So I would lean towards that. I would lean towards JJ McCarthy for the ceiling play there for sure. New Orleans, DST, or Denver. You know what? Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I am going to have to take a quick peek at the rankings. I believe that I have Denver's higher, but I'll double check there. Yeah, it's Denver. Okay. It's Denver. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the content, just a reminder there to make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Helps us out, helps us support us, and then also helps us bring more content to you guys as well. And if I miss any of your questions, of course, as always, feel free to go to fantasypros.com/myplaybook for the start sit assistant that can help you out there as well. And then, of course, we have live shows all throughout the week as well. Brissett or Hurts. I still have Jalen Hurts higher on that one. I love Brissett. I'm a little bit higher than consensus on him this week. Top 6 for me, easy, but I would still go with Jalen Hurts, especially given the matchup there. Warren or Carter. If I would just go ahead and lean towards Warren on that one. Obviously last week was disappointing, but my comfort level is definitely with Warren. Again, I'm worried that Amari DiMercato is going to be more in a split backfield situation with Michael Carter. Amari and Hampton or Michael Carter. Again, on that one, so Amari and Hampton is also a split backfield as well. And so technically is Jalen Warren as well, but typically Jalen Warren trusts a little bit more to have more volume there. So when we're looking at Amari and Hampton versus Michael Carter, if the Cardinals say that Michael Carter is the lead back, I can get on board with Michael Carter over Amari and Hampton. Otherwise, I would risk it. Dallas's run defense has improved, but you can still get a little bit of run on them. So I'm okay with still going with Hampton unless they tell us specifically that Michael Carter is the starter there. Start 3, Wan'Dale, Sutton, Jennings, Terry, Michael Wilson. If no Marvin Harrison Jr., this is Michael Wilson, Juwan Jennings, and Cortland Sutton on that one. And then if we do get Marvin Harrison Jr., I would go with Sutton, Jennings, and Terry. Gainwell or Warren? I would go with Warren. Gainwell, great game last week, but obviously before that, there were some kind of very, minuscule kind of production games there. So he has boom potential if the checkdowns happen, and it's a good pass matchup, so it's possible there. But the steadier, stable option there is to still stick with Warren. Tight end, pick one tight end: Loveland, Waller, Schultz, Theo, and Strange. I have I would go with Loveland on that one. I've moved him up enough to feel comfortable with it. It would be between Loveland and Schultz. I'm not fading Waller, but I do feel just a little bit more comfortable with going with the more stable quarterback situation. So Loveland is the one that I would have highest there. And then one more question here because we have to go for kickoff, Mariota or Darnold. Oh man, you know what? I might go ahead and risk it with Darnold on that one. But I don't know if we got that in quick enough for you. I'm sorry. Mariota, I'm scared of Mariota in this matchup. But I appreciate you all tuning in. It is time for kickoff, so I'm going to let you all go and enjoy the game. That wraps things up. Thank you so much. Good luck to you all. I hope that all of you move on to the finals, right? Let's wrap it up. Have a good week here. And just again, reminder, you can always go to, if I missed any of your questions, you can always go to my, the start sit assistant at fantasypros.com/myplaybook. And of course, after the game, stick around for a live on Twitch. The Fantasy Dude will be live with you on Twitch, taking your questions there. Some more opportunities to get questions in. Appreciate you all. I will talk to you all later on a wide variety of platforms, of course, Sunday as well. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. All right. Have a good one. Enjoy the game, guys.